Well, welcome back to a new day. We have just left Tasmania. We're on the mainland.
I'm still having withdrawals.
I know, it's so good over there. Great time. This episode, we're going to do something a little bit different.
Look, I have been hanging to do this episode since we nearly got to Tasmania. There is so many amazing campsites. We wanted to share
That's right.
them with
we thought, to be honest, we thought, wow, it was so damn good that we better stop and tell you guys what camps we went to and what camps we would recommend.
So don't miss this episode. We've got at least 10 free camps, heaps of donation camps that you need to go check out when you go to Tasmania.
They are crackers.
Well, this is an episode that we have been hanging out to make ever since we've been in Tassie. Tassie has some of the best camping spots.
It's all of the good things in Australia whacked into one little compact island.
So we have made this video. Now we have finished Tassie of all of the best free camps, but they also have amazing donation camps as well.
They really do have some awesome spots. It doesn't cost you much money. Most of it, if you've got a parks pass, is absolutely free.
Let's show them, Cain.
Let's get into it.
Now we all love a free camp, and Tassie is littered with free camps, so that is what we're going to start with first.
That's right. We went over on the boat. Look, it does cost you a little bit of money. Get yourself your National Parks pass while you're on there, because you need that pass, because then you can camp on any national park for free. There's no special ones. It's all free with the National Parks pass.
So a lot of our free camps are actually in national parks, so you have to have that pass, but otherwise they're free. And we're going to do them just in order of the way we went.
That's right. It's just the way we visited.
Because we can't decide our favourites.
No, we don't. So this is in no particular order other than how we visited them, because we can't really pick a favourite without having a big argument with which ones we like.
With each other and with you guys in the comments. So drop in the comments your favourite if you have a favourite.
That's right. Or let us know which ones we may have missed that were absolutely awesome that we can go and visit next time.
Now our first one, which a lot of people might say is one of the best, is Sloop Reef at Bay of Fires.
Oh, it is absolutely magic. When the weather is good, Bay of Fires is a must.
Now lots of people say to go to Swim Cart Beach or a few others around there, but I reckon the hidden gem is Sloop Reef.
Yeah,
it's a smaller camp.
It is. It's right out in the little knob. You get to look right up the coastline to the north. You can even see the lighthouse on a good day.
Beautiful rocks, beautiful ocean.
That's right. When the weather's nice and fine and clear and not windy, it's blue ocean, like so blue on really white sand, and it is absolutely magic. Plus, if you're into your spearing and that, I'm told there's a few fish and abalone littered the area.
And if you just walk over the hill, like literally it was what, a 200-metre walk, there's another beach on the other side, which you can camp at as well, but it had starfish everywhere. We had so much fun just looking at all the starfish.
So much orange lichen all over the rocks, and spray when the weather's bad. You can sit back and just watch and enjoy the spray from the ocean hitting the rocks and sending it right up in the air. That was pretty specky too.
Look, it has no facilities at Sloop Reef. Some of the other ones around the area do have toilets, but Sloop Reef has no facilities.
You can have fires.
Can have fires. There was very limited Telstra. We had to walk up the hill just to get a little bit of Telstra. But we had a few friends here, and it was a great spot to
if you're there
back
with some friends, it is a super spot just to go and kick back, maybe have a fish, just relax.
And lots to do on day trips around the area as well.
Oh yeah, we use that as a day trip area, right up to the lighthouse, down south to the town.
St. Helens, we checked that out, so all around that area. Make sure you go and visit Sloop Reef at Bay of Fires. It was our first stop, and we thought Tassie wouldn't even beat
Look,
this.
it is a super popular spot, so there's camps right along there. It does get very busy in the peak season, but it's probably nicest in the peak season. So you just have to try and manage getting there and getting yourself a good spot. I wouldn't try and rock up at 5 o'clock in the RV expecting the prime
No, you
position.
will have to. It's one that you would have to be there fairly
It's one
early.
that you sort of got to get there early and just be prepared to, you know, maybe wait or maybe just, you know, get that top spot.
If you want a swimming beach, probably go to somewhere like Swim Cart.
Yeah, swim carts.
But if you want the gorgeous outlook and views, Sloop Reef by far.
Most certainly.
Our second spot that we went pretty much straight across the middle of Tassie.
We did. We went from one side to the other.
And Bronte Lagoon. Now this was, we were just getting tired. We'd been travelling a fair bit of the day. We needed somewhere to stop. I jumped on my good old Wiki Camps, which is my Bible, and there was a few sort of ones and we thought, oh, the reviews for Bronte Lagoon were pretty good. So we went to check it out.
That's right. Like I said, we had some bookings to get across the other side of the island. We generally don't like to smack out big Ks. It wasn't really big Ks.
It's not big Ks.
It's just Tasmania is so hilly and windy. It takes a lot longer to get to where you want to go than you think. So don't think, oh, I've got 50k up the road to do. I'll smack that out in half an hour. It's a good hour or so to do it.
Now, Cain was a little bit surprised when we got to Bronte Lagoon. Why were you surprised when we got there? Can you even remember Bronte Lagoon?
Oh, look, there were so many good camps, they all blurred into one. I was surprised for the fact that Bay of Fires was pretty packed. Bronte Lagoon, there was not a soul there.
Zero. We had it to ourselves.
We did. The water's clear, the outlook was spectacular, and we had it all to ourselves.
It was amazing, and when the wind dropped on the lake, it was as flat as a pancake. If we had the time, we could have chucked our sups out and gone exploring.
Oh, that's right.
It was a beautiful area, pure nature. Like, that's what I loved it, because it was pure nature.
That's right. So there's no facilities there either.
There's a toilet up at the boat ramp, but not right at the campsite.
Yeah.
I can't remember if there was Telstra there. I have a feeling that we could access Telstra. And also the camping, it was nice flat camping.
It was super flat camping.
Yeah,
I
which
didn't
was
even have
easy.
to chock or anything.
This is unusual for Tassie to get nice flat
It's
camping.
always nice to
So,
get flat camping when you're in Tassie.
After Bronte, we kept heading across the Central Highlands and we hit Derwent Bridge. Now, we did look at the pub at the Derwent Bridge, but it just wasn't really what we were after.
That's right. You can camp at the pub, but it's not very scenic at all. It's a nice spot. Probably people might be able to hang out with, but if you go a little bit further down, I think 2k, you get to the Derwent River.
And it's called Lake King William, the camp. It's in the National Park, but it's right on the edge of the water, and it was beautiful, so scenic.
Well, holy crap. I need to check out this campground. Probably one of the most scenic camps that we had inland-wise, just on a river.
Yeah, it was beautiful, and because it's in the Central Highlands, it's very cold.
That's right.
We ended up staying there twice because we liked it so much.
It was freezing. The water was running, which was nice, and if you get a fishing permit, you can catch trout in there.
Now, there is no facilities there, but as Cain said, the Derwent Bridge has toilets and that back there, which is about 2 kilometres.
About 2 kilometres
back.
back.
And I think there's a dump point back
There's a dump point, there's toilets and all that back at the Derwent Bridge, the township itself.
Now, I don't know if anyone else, I like to know if there's internet and that there. We don't have Starlink, so yes, we had quite good Telstra internet at Derwent Bridge, so that's just another little handy thing to know.
Derwent Bridge, it was fantastic.
We also did a few little day trips and that from Derwent Bridge, so it is a good spot.
Because it's really close to Lake St Clair, a couple other nice little lookouts and walks and that around there.
Yeah, Mount Doherty.
That's right. So Derwent Bridge is a really good spot to position yourself on top and just have a bit of a look around too.
Oh, and if you're there, go check out the Hungry Wombat Cafe.
The pies.
They have really nice pies.
Highly recommend the pies. Nice meaty pies.
Now, after the Derwent Bridge, we've sort of did a few other camps that were either donations. Then we had Christmas at my brother's house. The next time we had a free camp was actually when we sort of hit the northwest coast. And I'm going to say this wrong, I'm sure, but it was at Greenpoint Beach at Marawa. Is it Marawa?
Yeah, I think of Marawa. I'd say Marawa. So Greenspoint Beach. Surfing. People go there to surf. It's not a very big campground. You have to sort of get in pretty early, but everyone was jammed in. But the beach itself and the little rocky pools, the surf, it was absolutely magic.
Yeah, look, as Cain said, there wasn't much room. We were literally camping almost on the side of the camp thing. But it was just a beautiful, cute little area.
And look, we didn't go, but there's a pub just up the corner.
We were told it has really good meals.
That's right, we were told it had really good meals too.
It has toilets. I think it has cold showers, which would have been pretty chilly. And of course, because you're right near a town, so your internet and that's all good.
Yeah.
But again, the rock pools had starfish in it to go check out. Beautiful long beach to go walking and exploring. It was... You're on the west coast of Tassie. Like, to me, that's the rough, rugged sort of area.
It did sort of have that nice, rough, rugged feel about it too.
Yeah, definitely worth having a look at. Our next camp was one that we heard about like right at the beginning of our trip, and a few people were calling it like it was a bit scary almost.
The eerie ghost camp that wasn't, you know, they got bad vibes
chills
from, that's
or something.
right.
So of course it made us want to go check it out.
You've got to go and check those sorts of things out.
So we're talking about Luina, something like that.
It's an old mining township that they shifted out, and it's still got all the old streets and that there. It's well overgrown now, but you can see where all the old gutters and all that are. It's still got the pits, the electrical pits, the data pits.
It's so cool, yeah.
You just camp up along the side where they had the old demountables and that for the township, and it was magic.
You can see when Cain's driving in, like he literally jumps the curb, drives up like where our house would have been, and just parks up.
Again, green grass, nice and level. Plus it was a stinking hot day, so we snuck down the back to the river.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And had a bit of a wash off. It was freezing. For a hot day, we went in, extra cold, good to refresh and cool off, but we did dash back out there.
It was funny because we were boiling, and then we're out of the water very fast.
It was a scorcher hot day. Sorry.
It was just really cool. Like, did you find it scary?
No, it's not scary at all.
Scary.
It's just an old abandoned town.
It was really interesting.
That's
I really
right,
liked
with no
it.
buildings, but yeah, we just went for a walk in the afternoon around the old streets, just checked out some old things and that there, which there's no sort of ruins or anything because all the buildings were taken away.
Gone. Yeah,
everything's gone. It's just the streets that are overgrown.
It looks really cool from the drone though, to see all the streets.
It does look really cool from the drone, and we had a great time, and again, we were the only ones there.
Yeah, we were too. Now this is one of our bucket list items for Tasmania. We want to go to the southernmost point, and to do that you have to camp at Cockle Creek.
Cockle Creek.
But it's free. It's free right down at the southernmost point.
Look, it is. Cockle Creek was probably my personal favourite camp.
But we weren't having favourites.
I know. The others are so good, it is really hard. It's just, look, it did rain, it did dampen it, but you got to remember Tassie likes to rain one day, be sunny the next, and have all the seasons on the one day. But when the weather was absolutely perfect, the ocean was clear, we swum, we supped, we hiked. There is so much to see and do down at Cockle Creek.
And so much wildlife around the area.
There is a lot of wildlife.
So yeah, definitely a beautiful area. It does have toilets. Absolutely no phone signal. It was only because we were with the Speedos and they had Starlink.
That's right.
That we actually had any communication.
Right. We used to jump onto their Starlink whenever they'd have it on. Thank you, Speedos.
But yeah, it was a beautiful area. Like on a good day, it was absolutely magical. And again, you have to have your parks pass, but otherwise it was all free.
Yep, and you can, from Cockle Creek, you can do the hike down to South Point, the southernmost point of Australia.
Which was a bucket list item.
That was our bucket list. It's absolutely, we have done them all now.
We've done the west, we've done the south, we're heading back over to the east coast now, and Chain of Lagoons.
Chain of Lagoons.
Again, this was just another little campsite that
we were told about.
Yeah, actually
we weren't staying at Chain of Lagoons.
That's what I was thinking.
Someone just told us, look, are you staying at Chain of Lagoons? We saw a Tassie Devil there, and I thought, wow, I want to see a Tassie Devil, so let's get to Chain of Lagoons. And it is another really good camp.
Now, I'm told that it can be really busy. It's quite a big camp area, so it stretches on for a while. Again, we were lucky, there was hardly anyone there.
The thing that I liked was you had the more fresh sort of water. It's salty, the lagoon to swim in, and then you have the ocean out to swim in as well. You take your pick. We swam in the lagoon because it was bloody nice.
It wasn't, the ocean was a bit sort of rougher and that out there as well. But they actually have toilets there, and they had okay Telstra internet. We liked it so much we ended up spending an extra night there.
We did. We're only going to stay the one.
Yep.
We stayed 2.
But Cain, did you actually see any Tassie devils?
No, we didn't see any Tassie. We see so much indications of them around, but we haven't seen a Tassie devil.
No, so, but they are there, so if you want to go look, see if you can find some in the wild, that is one place.
That's right, chain of lagoons, you'll see them.
Now, the other place that we have been told the whole way around, we met up with a lot of travellers, and they all said to us, have you been to Lake Gardner?
Lake Gardner.
Lake Gardner.
Because what was the other animal that we were searching? Tassie, loaded with them. They have the most in Australia. You can see them.
Everyone told us they saw heaps of platypus at Lake Gardner.
There's no platypus in Tasmania. We didn't see one, and we went to all the spots.
Yeah, so I was going to say, you want to see platypus, they say go there. But we haven't seen any of those either. So there's no platypus and there's no Tassie devils.
That's right. But we decided to shoot back across to go to Lake Gardner, which is a really good place to launch into Cradle Mountain as well.
And also Leven Canyon.
Leven Canyon. There's a lot of nice spots you can do out of Lake Gardner. It's not a huge camp.
No.
It is reasonably flat if you're along the bottom.
Yep.
But it's another magical camp.
You definitely need to be self-contained there.
Yeah, there's no facilities there whatsoever.
No, and there's a few backpackers that are going there and not being self-contained, and like that's not good for our platypus.
It does sort of ruin it a little bit, but just beware too, there's a resident tiger snake.
Yeah, we didn't see it, but friends of ours captured that one. So, but gorgeous spot, absolutely gorgeous, and that was one of our last free camps in Tassie, and it was a nice way to end it.
It was really a nice way to end Tassie.
Now we have 2 other free camps that when we went and did them, they were free camps. They were legitimate. There was lots of people camping there. They were definitely free camps. We've since heard one's been sold, so it's now a private area, and the other one, they've more made it into a day use area, I believe.
Yeah.
But so we'll tell you about them, but just do your research first. Check out in Wiki Camps.
Things change all the time over on the island, so that's whilst we were there, these were free.
So the first one was, and look, the actual camp at Lake Rosebery was, it was a gravel pit.
It's just a,
but Lake Rosebery was absolutely gorgeous. It was probably one of my favourite lakes. It was massive. If you had a boat, you could use it there. We took the sups out every day.
Funny thing is, it's one of the few places in Tassie that we swum that we didn't freeze.
Yeah, it was absolutely gorgeous. So even if it's not open as a free camp, I think there is a small caravan park there. Just call in for a day trip just to check out Lake Rosebery because it is absolutely beautiful.
It was really nice.
There was no toilets or any facilities there either, but because it's sort of in a small township area, there was internet.
That's right. There's a little coffee shop and a cafe nearby. There's a restaurant down the end, and it's got a really nice walk along the waterline. So
yeah. Definitely worth just calling in and checking it out. Now the other one is Pine Tear Lagoon. Now I believe Pine Tear Lagoon is still open. People can go camp there. But there was a camp called Upper Pine Tear Lagoon.
Yeah,
which
it was right out the back, right out at the bridge that leads into the dam itself.
Yes, and it was a magical area. There was so much wildlife.
There was wombats, wildlife. There is Tassie devils there. We saw so much evidence of them, but we didn't see them.
There was spotted quolls. There was heaps
tiger snakes.
Yes, we did see a tiger snake. Wallaroos. Like there was so much wildlife. It was amazing.
And we were lucky enough. We get green grass. You can have fires.
Nice flat sort of camping area. Absolutely magical. But yes, we believe that the property that we're camping on has been now sold off and they don't allow free camping anymore, which is a real shame.
It is a real shame, but look, I'm sure there's probably other camps around that area that are probably just as good.
Pine Tear looked okay. It's still on the thing. It just wasn't quite, it wasn't quite as magic. Now, the other thing that has absolutely blown our mind with Tassie was the donation camps. So if we didn't have a free camp, we started looking at donation camps, but they were like $5-10 a night. Like, that really is fantastic for your budget. Doesn't break the budget at all, does it?
No, it does, definitely doesn't.
So here are our top 5 of the donation camps, but literally I could have listed like over 10 donation camps. There's so many of them in Tassie. You could do all of Tassie without even staying in a caravan park.
Oh, you definitely can.
Yeah, it was amazing. So our first one, and again we're just going to do an order of going to them, was Queenstown Gravel AFL Oval.
Queenstown is down a big hole. It's bloody cold.
And wet. It was wet both times.
That's right, and wet. But just the fact that we had a donation camp around a iconic gravel AFL oval was quite, you know,
it was different.
Great
it was
in
cool.
itself. That's right, it was. Plus, we got to go out and check out Queenstown. There's a lookout there, and just the mountainous area around Queenstown, sitting down there looking up, is quite bloody amazing.
It is only $5 a night. They don't have toilets, but there's a dump point there, and there's also a water fill-up point there. So for $5 a night, like, that's amazing. And it was pretty busy most of the time, but we always got a spot. We stayed there 2 different times, and we always got a spot.
It's a good spot to stay if you're doing the Wilderness Railway.
Yeah, definitely a good spot for that. The second one, and this would have to be right up there with one of my favourite camps in Tassie.
It's another one.
Is Gordon. Now, people will tell you, some people loved it, some people hated it. It really depends on the weather. We got absolutely magical weather, and it was spectacular.
It's another one of those places we went to and thought, oh, we'll just spend the night, but the weather was so good. We got the sups out. We could have paddled the sups across to Bruny Island.
Yeah.
We paddled well up and down that channel. It was so flat and calm, and there were stingrays,
There's
fish.
so much sea life.
There was lots of stuff there. Oysters, if you like your oysters.
It was $10 a night. It had a dump point. It had toilets. It has rubbish bins. The only time I wouldn't be there is on a long weekend.
Yeah, it can get a little bit messy on long weekends and that sort of stuff.
But other than that, absolutely spectacular.
Or when the wind blew up.
Oh, the day we left, the wind blew up. It was totally different.
It does. It's amazing how much the weather can make a spot go from really good to, look, it's not really the gem that we think it is.
Now, another camp, a few of these obviously you can tell they're our favourites, we've been a couple of times, is Hamilton. Again, we were just driving along, trying to find somewhere to stay for the night. We really didn't have a plan for this one.
I remember Hamilton. We got to camp right down on the water.
Yep.
Right? There was ducks in it, which was fantastic.
We searched for platypus.
There's supposed to be platypus in there. We didn't see any platypus. We used that as our sort of launch point to go out and do Strathgordon Dam and Russell Falls and those sorts of areas. The farm, the berry farm and that.
Yes, Westaway berries.
It's just a perfect little spot. Now, it is small.
Yes.
So be aware that if you get there late, you may not get a spot. It is small.
Again, yeah, make sure you're there fairly reasonable sort of time.
That's right.
But it was it was $5 a night when we stayed there, but I just checked on Wiki Camps and it's $10 a night now, so it has gone up.
Has showers and toilets there.
Showers are $1 a minute or something like that, and they also have washing machines. So you just got to go get a key from the council office, and they're $4 a washing machine. So for a donation camp to have all of that, and a dump point, as well. So
and
it
does have a nice. It's called a platypus walk, I believe.
It is. So
it is a nice walk along there. They're trying to do it up nice. So
if only we could find the actual platypus.
No platypus there.
Now our next one is, we were heading over on the east coast to Maria Island, and a lot of people camp at the pubs right up near Maria Island.
Yeah, which are extremely busy. Again, they're nice, they're really convenient, but they're really busy.
Real and small, like they were packed in like caravan sardines. Like we were like, oh, we don't really want to do that. So using Wiki Camps, we found the Tandara Motel Hotel. which is just at the back of the town.
It is. It's on the main road. You drive on the main road through there and it's just on the left.
It had this huge open area that they were quite happy for you to camp on. Again, just go support the hotel. So it didn't cost anything. They just ask you to go have a drink, have a meal
support
at the hotel.
And yeah, that area is absolutely massive, so you won't have any problems getting a spot there.
So don't, if you look at the ones right up near the front, just go down the back to Tandra. It was so much better.
And look, it didn't worry us because we had e-bikes. We'll take them to Mariah, so we just jumped on them, rode down to the ferry.
And yeah, jumped straight on.
Yep, jumped straight on.
It had no facilities, like obviously the hotel has the facilities, but so you sort of have to be self-contained. All your internet and all that was there, but yeah, that was a great spot and a really good launching pad to do Mariah Island. Probably one of my other favourite donation camps, as I said, I can't decide, was Pyengana. And a lot of people stay at the pub in the paddock at Pyengana, but I really liked, and we stayed at the Pyengana Rec Reserve.
Yeah, it's showers, toilets.
You had to pay for the showers.
That's right, but they were really nice.
Yep. Oh, yeah, definitely. Massive, like it's a big
open oval area to camp on. There's a couple of big trees. We sort of camped near them, or you could camp around the fence line with more shade, but most people just camped out in the oval, just found yourself a spot, and just... I
don't think it would ever fill up.
No, it'd take a lot to fill that up.
Now, it's a $10 a night donation. There was only the toilets and showers there. Oh, and only Optus works. So no Telstra, only Optus.
So if you've got Optus, you can have Optus there.
But,
it is a super spot to launch and do all your day trips to from. There is so much stuff to see around Pyengana. So the best falls in Tassie.
St Columba Falls.
St Columbus.
So just in the road that it's on, you've got the St Columba Falls, you got the pub in the paddock, and the Pyengana Dairy, just on that road.
That's right. They're really close, those. All three actually really close. We then went out to the Stampers, the gold Stampers. There's some other falls out there. I'm not quite sure what they're called. There's a nice little four drive track around through past the Stampers and that.
There's the Mount Paris Dam nearby. We even did day trips to like Derby and
that's right. I even went up to a little bit to a place and did a little bit of fossicking.
Yeah, so there is so much around the Pyengana area, and absolutely gorgeous. Like, loved it.
It was. There's another place that you go to and you stay longer than you sort of planned, but you know, it was all good.
Now, I'm just throwing in two sort of, well, one's a caravan park, but these are the two dearest places we stayed in Tassie, and I still think they're way cheaper than any caravan parks on the mainland. So the first one was Mount Noonan Farm. That's it, Mount Noonan Farm.
We stayed there twice.
Yeah, they had a country music festival there. It was $20 a night. No real facilities.
That's right, you've got to be fully self-sufficient.
Yeah. They do have a sort of a toilet there, but they'd rather you be self-sufficient. They are building some new stuff there at the moment, so it'd be really cool to go see that. But oh, what a gorgeous outlook.
It's got shaggy cows.
Yes.
Pigs, so it's a proper farm.
It's a working farm, but they also have a lot of events.
That's right, and they do weddings and all that sort of stuff there, and have music festivals and other sort of things there. We were just lucky to get there. I think they had a family day, so they have all the baby animals out for the kids to play with. Foods, which was really good.
They have a big sunflower paddock that you can go through and get photos. They've got a big indoor
area that they have some events in, their weddings, and then the music festival, which was absolutely magic, was
yeah, and they just have a huge camping area, and as you can see, like the outlook is just absolutely
you can see the
ocean. Yeah, that was really nice. So that's up near Penguin, and it's literally a quick trip into places like
that's
Penguin.
Right, it is. Yeah, so, it's only just outside of Penguin and those sorts of places.
For $20 a night, definitely worth checking it out. And the last one is the caravan park at New Norfolk.
New Norfolk, on the Derwent River again. It's down the bottom. So the river's magic down there. It's not somewhere we normally go to a caravan park, but this one here was awesome.
It was absolutely beautiful. It was when Cain was in hospital, so they bent over backwards to help us out. So we really appreciated that. But to tell you the truth, if you wanted to stay in a caravan park, I would actually stay there and then drive to Hobart.
Yeah, to be honest, well, Hobart
very
doesn't
far.
really have any. They have the showgrounds and some other stuff
On the
around
other
there.
side of the
but
bridge.
New Norfolk is really pretty. It's sort of quiet. The river's what makes it.
And it's a country town, really. So, and they have all the facilities, and it's a beautiful little
That's
park.
right. Yeah, and New Norfolk is another absolute must to go and see.
So we'd love to hear what you guys think. Did we hit any of your favourite camps? Are you going to put a few of those on your bucket list?
Yeah, I'd say when you go to Tassie, there is so much stuff to go and see, and you can crisscross all around the island without just sort of doing the lap like you do Australia.
Oh yes, we did not go a lap around.
Oh no, we starfished all over that place.
But there is so many, I've missed so many camps in this list that were still good camps.
That's right. Look,
they just didn't make the list.
We're told Old McDonald's Farm at Launceston, we didn't stay there, but we're told that one's really good. And there's quite a few others that we need to go back and check out.
So what you're really saying, Cain, is we need to go back to Tasmania.
So with all our travels so far, and as far as free camps go, I think Tasmania probably has some of the absolute best in Australia.
Oh, Tasmania is hands down the winner on free camps. I know a lot of people are saying free camps are shutting down everywhere, but Tasmania for free and cheap camping.
That's right, you don't have to book. We didn't
there.
when we were there. They
No.
are talking about it, but it's just, yeah, go to Tasmania and really enjoy them free camps.
Make sure you check out next week's episode because we're going to share with you some of the cool different activities to do in Tasmania that other people don't show.
That's right. These aren't the big bang buster things everybody goes to. These are our sort of special little things.
Just some of the little different things that you can go to that don't really cost you anything or much at all, and they're pretty cool. So make sure you like, subscribe, follow us along next week.
That's right. Stop surviving and start living.
Catch you out there.
Oh, testing. Just want to see what this looks like, how it sounds. Probably have to turn the car off. Just testing. 1, 2,
Testing 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on! What are you doing? Let's watch it. Yeah, I didn't really like that bit. So you cannot miss out on that. So sounds dumb.
It's starting to sound absolutely terrible. Look.
I was looking at my face too. I was like,
Are you done your coughing?
Yeah.
Sloop leaf. Whack that one on your wrist.
Sorry, what did you call it?
Sloopy.
Sloop leaf.
Sloop leaf. Sloop.
Scenic.
It is, yeah, probably one of the most scenic inland things that we've
Oh, really? That good?
That was.
good? I've got nothing else.
I got nothing. Just nothing.